guidance in the Anglican Church of Kenya. We begin to read at verse 25. Arioch took Daniel to the king at once and said, I have found an interpretation, and that you may understand what went through your mind. You looked, O king, and there before you stood a large statue, an enormous dazzling statue, awesome in appearance. The king of the statue was made of pure gold. The head of his belly and thighs of bronze, his legs of iron, his feet partly of iron and partly of baked clay. While you were watching, a rock was cut out, but not by human hand. The statue on its feet of iron and nailed and smashed them. Then the iron, lead, bronze, silver, and gold were broken down and became of the field, and the birds. Wherever they be, he has made you ruler over them all, and head of God. After you, another king will rise in future to you. Next, a third king, one of bronze, will rule over all of us. Finally, there will be a fourth king, strong as iron, for iron breaks and smashes everything, and as iron breaks things to pieces, so it will crush and break all together. Just as you saw that the feet and toes were partly of clay and partly of iron, so that this will be a divided kingdom, yet it will have some of the strength of iron in it, even as you saw iron mixed with clay. As the doors were partly iron and partly clay, so his kingdom will be partly strong and partly break. And just as you saw the iron mixed with baked clay, so the people will be mixed and not made any more than iron mixes. In the time of those kings, the God of heaven will set up a kingdom that will never be destroyed, nor will it be left to another. It will crush and those kingdoms, and will crush all those kingdoms and bring them to an end, but it will itself in most cases, the book of Daniel, which we usually call Apocalypse, is never understood. It speaks as if it talks about things existing, and maybe it may not be talking about things existing. It speaks as if it's talking about things to come, and maybe it may not be talking about things. So when we read about the King Nebuchadnezzar's dream, sometimes it's confusing, and sometimes it speaks as if it speaks about us, and sometimes it speaks as if it is warning us for the future. That makes it a mystery, a big mystery. So the story here is talking about a great king, are really is speaking to us as a mystery. We talk about kingdoms that came after King Nebuchadnezzar. And they are not all of them covered the whole world. Some of them were occupying only Asia, and some of them were occupying Asia and Europe. Here in Kenya, we never heard of those things. But what is this message? Unless you take it spiritual, you cannot see it in the end. If you take it spiritual, after King Nebuchadnezzar came King Belshazzar. After Belshazzar came Cyrus. And all these kings never died. The only king had in life that covered the whole world is the Lord Jesus Christ, specifically from Nebuchadnezzar, who was a powerful king, who ruled his kingdom, and who was obeyed by everyone. Subordinates as people. He never looked at his neighbors as kings. He didn't even look at God as his source of power, his source of wealth, his source of life. He was honest. And he thought even his family, household, to be that made God reveal himself in a dream. So that's the story we are reading. God is revealing himself. We are very lucky for us that instead of God revealing himself to us in dreams, God reveals himself to us in scripture. And so we don't wake up from our dreams scared. We also don't wake up even when we prepare for our work. We don't look for people to come and interpret for us. Because we have the power of the Holy Spirit to interpret. I have always told my Christians, for you to go to another person to pray for you, you don't have the Spirit. To go to another person to believe that he will pray and remove whatever is troubling, you have gotten the scripture wrongly. The scripture says we have a connection with God. God speaks to us through Jesus and through scripture. So when God speaks to us, he doesn't need intermediaries. He doesn't need an interpreter. God can speak to me different things from what he speaks to you. And we all listen to the same voice. So my friends, when we reach a point where we don't see God as God, where we see ourselves as God and we can do everything the way we want, that is where we cease to resist to be dependent. In the interpretation, Daniel says, when that rock will crush the statue, nothing will remain. The teacher was a very respected person. A very respected person. And I think if we can refer the reading, we say a teacher is a good vessel. Because nobody who calls himself an educated person, nobody can say he did not pass through the hands of a teacher. So my friends, if good people, if you can meet good people in Kenya, in our villages, wherever, who has made them to be just two people. First, parent. Second, teacher. And if you can find unruly people, again, they have learned from parents and teachers. So you are a gold medal, honorable. The church leaders are gold medals, honorable. Yes, preserve our dignity. Let people learn from us every dignity. And we will help bring in people to unravel their mysteries. We will help students to unravel their mysteries. And the students will take disciplines in different approaches, and they will help villages to unravel mysteries. I have talked about King Nebuchadnezzar, and I have always told you that in Kenya we will write millions and millions of laws, and those laws will not be effective until the day people will wake up and unravel their mystery. And the mystery is let everybody look for moral dignity. Without values in our life, we will teach. People will get high marks. Na utakutana tu na mwalimu na your student akuambie, mwalimu, unakumbuka wewe ulikuwa mwalimu wangu? Na usema I don't remember who are you. Anasema mwalimu, si unakumbuka yule student ambaye alikuwa hivi na hivi? Unasema oh, wewe ndiye fulani. Alafu anakuambia, mwalimu, nisaidie kwa pesa hata nikule tu na mandazi hapa. Will you be a proud teacher? A proud teacher. Yule ambaye shule ilikuwa mimi nina baraka, hata sasa siende safari nilikuwa naenda. Mwalimu, unatokea wapi? Nasema niko tu hapa kwa ziara. Mwalimu, wacha nikupeleke lunch. Na unafikiri ni lunch. Ukimaliza lunch anaweka mkono kwa mfuko, anaweka mkono kwa mfuko. Ukifungua, the whole world has changed. Those are the people that we need right now. And they don't just come. They are shaped. They are prepared. They learn from our lifestyle. They learn from how we conduct ourselves, how we speak, how we nurture them, and how we prepare them to nurture others. Unraveling the mystery is not something you just wake up from bed and you say, I do this. No. It takes the whole life of the whole person. And the whole person will change his home, her home. The village will say, so and so. Not a respect of fear, but a respect that really comes from inside. Nakumbuka nilikia kwa mdogo siku nyingine, maana my primary school alikuja akafika kwa boma bila kukimbia kucheka basketi yake. Msawa kwa geti na ingiza kwa boma. Ananyamaza. Mwalimu akienda ananiweka chini kwa ananiambia, mwalimu ni mtu wa maana. My friends, nyinyi ni watu wa maana. Take it. Respect is never purchased. You cannot buy respect in any way. There's no way you will hold your hand up. What will come to you as respect is what you will have exchanged with the people who see you. Respect is just returned. Respect is just returned. Na tukifanya hivyo watoto wetu watakuwa tu wanafikiria, maana watakuwa wamefunzwa nyumbani. Na there is nobody who will teach them other than your students who will be living there knowing that mwalimu ni mtu wa. I'm using this text, my friends, to speak to all of us, even us as clergy. We always move around with the mystery. And that mystery, I know you are teachers, you know your higher window, that mystery is like makes our life look like your higher window. Unless we open up, we want to make ourselves a dignified people, then the major part of our lives will be your higher window. But if we open up, the mystery will disappear, and those who come and pass through our hearts will be happy, will be blessed, will remember you forever. Let's unravel the mystery, first of our lives and then of our offices. God bless you. Amen. Thank you, Your Lordship, for that reflective and timely homily. We are blessed. The next item on our program is about the introductions. And I'll ask the chair of the head teachers to conduct the introduction on the teacher side. And then Mr. Charles Saira, who is the Education Secretary, will do that introduction on our part.
Our Lordship, the Bishop, our guest of honor, all the clergy, colleague heads, good morning.
Good morning.
I think we've been asked to conduct an introduction. I wanted us to conduct it in this way, that we go by our sub-county so that we know how many have come from every sub-county. Let us begin with our friends from the farthest, Bumula. Bumula, please.
Wow. I think there are new heads. Those who came in 2022.
Please, maybe tell us your name and your school, please.
Thank you, Bishop and the clergy. Good morning. I'm Beauty Simple from ACK.
chunk of them coming. So out of 5, we have 3. Thank you so much for coming. Let's go to Bunyala. Bunyala happens also to be very extreme.
Brother and sisters, morning. I'm Boga Robert, standing in for Lugari Primary, Bunyala, Sub-County.
Thank you so much. Bunyala has 6 schools that participated in this exam. So we have 1. Thank you for representing us in Bunyala. Busia Sub-County. Busia Sub-County. As they stand up, Busia had 8 schools in this exam.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Kuba Julius, the head teacher of St. Mary's, Rome.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. All protocol observed. I am Hilary Kesa, standing in for the head teacher at Sarah Primary.
Good morning. I am Rose Iniso, Bishop Hannington, Kudu Primary School, head teacher.
Onono Olamo namwakilisha mwalimu mkuu wa Hundo Lucia. The Lord Bishop, Lord Presence, the teachers, morning. I'm Lawrence Mafula from the ACK Primary. Standing in for Pastor Bella, who's my head teacher. We were underway operation, it was just discharged yesterday. Thank you.
Sawa, karibu sana. Samia, which happens to have the biggest chunk of schools, we have 35 schools with that end. Let's take it from here.
Eric Achapa from Nambal. Morning.
Morning.
Morning. Akum Beatrice from Sibuna, ACK.
Good morning, all of you.
Good morning.
Pastor Waswa from Yahovi Primary School. Agustino Cage, Primary School. Next.
Mwalimu.
Karibu mwalimu mkuu Buradi Primary, Oma Experience.
Good afternoon. I'm Robert Asino, head teacher of Robots Primary.
Good afternoon all. Good afternoon all. My name is Gregory Okech, Agena Primary School, head teacher.
Good afternoon. Omoda Robert, Sigulu Primary School.
Good afternoon. I'm Petronila Osomo, the head teacher at Lugana Primary.
Thank you so much, Samir. Butula, Sub-County. Butula, Sub-County. Well,
Thank you. Baba Askofu, mgeni mheshimiwa na wadau mwingine, Jacob Amboka Mkachi, shule ya Mtakatifu Paulo Nango katika parokia Igula.
Our Lord Bishop, present, fellow head teachers, met Richard, head teacher, the civil basic.
Bishop wa Wangalaji na Mkodisi Mboni. I'm Francisca, head teacher of the ACK Primary School. Though I had said in my deputy, I could just introduce myself.
My name is Simon Odom from ACK Primary, standing in for my head teacher.
Can you presenting? Oh, Madam Francisca, I'm happy to say
Good morning, all. My name is Edwin Maina, representing the head teacher of the ACK Primary from the Nambal.
All protocol observed, good afternoon. I'm Mrs. Deputy Head Teacher of Nambal.
All protocols observed, good afternoon. I'm Josephine Mola, head teacher of Nambal Primary.
Good afternoon, all. I'm Peter Omon, representing Honorary Primary.
I'm Walter Kwena, representing the head teacher, Summit Planning.
Thank you. Mutula had 16 schools. Thank you for coming. Nambal, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Sapa Godfrey, the head teacher of Mungachi Primary School.
Professor James, head teacher of Magnet, Guest School.
Good afternoon. I'm Osadodo Mono, representing the head teacher St. Mark's in South Primary.
Good afternoon. Kador Collins, head teacher Nambal ACK.
Good afternoon. I'm Joseph Wanyama, representing the head teacher of Sokoto.
Good afternoon. I'm Makoha, the deputy head teacher of Nambal Primary.
Thank you, sir. Those were the heads that have attended today's function. And with us, our bishop, I wish also maybe to introduce the members of the committee that have made this day a success. I wish just to call upon you to stand up for introduction. Yes, with us, our bishop is our brother Mutuba, the head teacher of Rumba, has been a member of this committee. He is our brother Abuoga, is also a member of the committee. And Madam Francisco Kumu is our treasurer. Madam Jane Shuku Nechesa, representing the other wing of our county, the extension of our county to Bungoma. Thank you, Madam, for coming. And Brother Charles Aira is a member, a very strong member, that has been seconded to our committee from our office. Thank you so much. It was just introduction. I think you can continue the master of ceremony.
Thank you, Rabbi Skofu, our guest speaker, our administrative secretary, our deputy administrative secretary, Monica Burumba Parish, the head teachers present. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I wish to take this opportunity to welcome you at the diocesan headquarters for this very important function. I want to say my name is Charles Aira, the education secretary. I think I'm familiar. Is Mrs. Fannis Oyatsi, who is the administrative secretary. Together with her in that office is Reverend Bluma, who is the deputy administrative secretary.
Ask you to officially declare the release.
So, with this great honor of releasing the primary schools under Nambal Diocese sponsorship exam results, and these are the Nambal Diocese exam results. I, in the honor of God, release these exams in the name of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Having done that, allow me to make some 2 or 3 comments on the same before I usher in again the Education Secretary to make his remarks.
Could they circulate the results with them so that
the results are...
I'm afraid that if we do that, the speaker may touch somebody's throat.
Okay. Okay, I think that is correct.
I think that let's hear the speaker.
Yeah.
And then we will release. Unaweza kumpatia copy
Okay, as they are doing that,
we have the copies.
You have enough copies there. It's okay. As all protocol observed once again, allow me to take this opportunity to thank the Bishop, the guests of honor, and all the invited guests and colleague heads for having honored our invitation to come for this very, very important occasion. Thank you so much. Thank you once again for coming to attend this function. I want also to thank the heads today for coming at least in large numbers. You remember last year we had a similar function, and I think we had half what we are seeing today. So for having come to this in these numbers, I think we want to say kudos, and we want to encourage you to keep coming, because such functions are very important, because they give us an opportunity to be able to share and even exchange ideas on some of the things that we need to do or we need not to do to better our performance. So it's important that such functions be attended by all. So we want to encourage those colleagues, I'm addressing the wrong people though, who are not here, that they should also make a point of coming and attending. I also want to say, sir, that part of our team, the ACK schools, did not take the exams. We shall be furnishing you with the number of the schools that did not take the exams from your diocese. Maybe they'll tell you better reasons that they had for not partaking of these exams together with the rest. I also, in the same strength, I wish to thank our guest schools. You can see that quite a number have come to this function, and we really want to thank you for giving us the right competition. We want to thank in a special way Magnet, Prola, and other guest schools that came in to do what they did. You gave us a run for it, and we are not taking it lightly. You made our day, you made the competition stiffer, and you helped us to up our game. Thank you, and thank you indeed. I want to say, sir, that transfers have become a big problem to us, and especially to our committee, that as you saw, it's a thin one. And when transfers come like this year, we had 3 transfers of our colleagues that were holding very important positions in this committee. You realize last year I was not the chair. It was Mr. Mudingo who was the chair. And Mr. Mudingo was transferred to a Catholic school. So he was rendered irrelevant in our committee by virtue of that transfer. So he's no longer here. Busia, we need somebody to come in, help Mr. Mutuba to make at least that particular area stronger. It was a bit of a challenge coordinating Busia minus Mudingo. We realized he was such a pillar when he was in Busia, and he would do so many things in Busia. We also lost our brother from Bunyala. Mr. Boga is here, but then he has been transferred to Butula. Mr. Boga was one of us, a very strong man in our committee, and today he has gone to a Catholic school in Butula. As much as we thank you for the promotion, but then you rendered our committee lame. So he is also out of that committee, and it has also been a bit of a challenge bringing him in to do what he's supposed to do, and especially when we are just taking him from a different school. We also lost Mr. Mate. Mate was our member at Nambal AC. Mate was again redelocalized. He was redelocalized, or he was relocated back home. Mate came in through delocalization and has been a strong member of our council. And today again, Mate went back to Kakamega. And it happened within when we were really running around with Mata's exam, and that's the time Mata found his way to go back to Kakamega. It also affected us, and sir, up to this time, I think we have not had a member to replace Mate in Nambali. So Nambali colleagues, please, we'll need to put your house in order, give us second somebody to the committee so that we can run together. Those are some of the challenges that we have had to go through. We have a myriad of challenges. Allow me just to mention very quickly some of the challenges that we have gone through. One was that, like I said earlier, I think I mentioned that we were not having quorums in most of our meetings. We would call heads meetings, and then we just have a handful coming. And at times head teachers would send representatives whom maybe we fear were not conveying the messages that were being given to them rightly. So we realized that there was a breach in our communication. Most of the information that we are relaying is like through the channels that we are giving may not have been reaching the right people. So colleagues and teachers, we went again to appeal to us that when we call for such meetings, let us attend in good numbers so that we all move together. And I think because of the breakdown in communication, it affected a bit of coordination of this exam. Up to this time, we have not had all the paying slips to confirm payments for the exam. This morning, I went to our bank account, and what is there, if I compare with what we have received and spent, it is showing that we have in excess of 250,000 still lying with our colleagues. And this has crippled a number of things. Even the part of the booklet that you're going to receive has a date to be clear. So as you receive it, if you know you have a date, know that you are doing injustice to your school, you're doing injustice to other people, you're also making our work very, very difficult. So please let us do that so that we are able to finalize with this exam. And especially those areas did not have representatives like Busia, Nambale, and Bunyala. We had issues in getting proper coordination. We wish to ask that those that are here, if you are not here, if you are here and you know of a colleague that is not here, please pass this information. We shall also find a way of reaching them. Another area that was affected was on the area of enrollment. The figure that I've given was per the enrollment that you gave us. But colleagues have been doing something that I really don't understand, because you give enrollment for the candidature that you would wish to sit for the exam, but later on again, you change at the last minute when the exam has already been printed and it's already been packed, and you expect us to make changes. Because you've given us 50. And then now you're coming up to say only 30. I don't know if you are saying 30 have behaved or something. So you want me change the enrollment from 50 to 30. They have been very cordial. They have been very supportive. Please pass that to them. Tell them we have acknowledged their support and we want to keep working together in a more cordial way in the future. I want to take this opportunity also to thank in a special way the head teachers. Majority of you have been very supportive, very understanding, and very interactive. We have had to interact with a number of you on phone, though I may not remember your faces, but I think we have had to talk quite a bit. So please, let's keep that so that we keep working together, we keep moving together. Please pass our appreciation to the parents and the candidates. I know without the part that was played by the candidates, we will not be having these results. They are the ones that sat for the exams. We didn't sit for the exams. We are doing all these things for our children. And please, the part that they played was very important. Kindly thank them. And in the same vein, I want to take this opportunity to wish them well in their forthcoming national exams. By extension, please also pass the same to grade 6. Please, we wish them well. We're praying for them that it shall be well. In this exam, if I may just give a brief breakdown of what the exam looks like or what you'll see, we had 5,160 candidates in grade 5. In grade 7 or class 7. This grade and class.
You are doing the breakdown now.
Yes.
So they should be given.
No, it's just
they should be given because they won't be following you fully.
No, it's just a very brief breakdown that they can get.
I thought it would be that the speaker who said it is a short one, watch our members so that when you do the breakdown, it's a follow.
The only thing is that they may not be very keen. They'll be reading for themselves. They'll not be very keen. But as they organize to give you, please get this. We have 5,160 candidates in grade 7, in class 7, 5,050 in class 8. Grade 7 or class 7 recorded a mean score of 221.19. You realize that is still short of the average mean score when come next year. In class 8, I wish utapatiana. Ngoja tu dakika tano kidogo. In class 8, we have a mean of 238.80, slightly better than class 7, but still also below 250. We also need to do a little bit more if we have got to register something better in the forthcoming exams. Our Lord the Bishop, I want to register that we have a number of schools that posted very impressive results. Very, very impressive results. I want to mention these 4 schools. 1, Nambal Magnet. Nambal Magnet gave us a very, very high mean in standard 8. This was very high, and we wish to commend you that if you are going to continue the same way, then we are sure of having wonderful results this year. They have a mean of 395.26. 395.26. Ebenezer Academy, we also want to applaud your performance, Prola and Sibina Academy. Thank you so much. Those, you realize that the 4 schools that are mentioned have all been academies. However, I also want to mention that we have our public schools that are doing quite well, that are also following very, very closely. And just to mention a few, we have Esikumo. I hope it's not an academy. Ekisumo. I hope it's not an academy. Kisumo. The head of Kisumo, please. You are doing well. Nyahobi and Busi Devala. So we thank you for at least giving the academies a run for their money. Thank you so much. I think much of the nitty-gritties, the very deep analysis has been done. Please let's take time, study those results, sit down with your committee, sit down with your stakeholders, and be able to formulate a way forward that will be of benefit to your school. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'd like for Mr. Uma. Next on the program is the Education Secretary.
Our guest of honor, who is none other than our bishop, the guest speaker, Dr. Gutu, the administrative arm of the diocese led by the administrative secretary, the vicar Brumba, the chairman of the Primary School Heads Association, ACK, Mr. Uma, and the entire council team, head teachers present. Good afternoon. I want in a special way to thank our guest of honor for finding time to grace this occasion. We are aware he's a very busy person. The whole of last week he was hosting the Archbishop of the Anglican Church, and there was a lot of work to be done. But he graciously accepted to be here and to give us at least 2 hours to be. You can see the importance it attaches on education. I want to thank our chairman of the Board of Education. I talked to him not long ago and asked him, the head teachers will be here. Would you like to come and talk to them? And he also accepted. That is a good gesture. Know that the leadership of this diocese is very concerned about education, and that is why they are all here. I want to appreciate the executive committee, the council, as it has been called. You can see, despite the fact that a number of people have left, the few that remain, Mr. Uma, we asked him to take up the chairmanship after the former chair was transferred, and he accepted, and you can agree with me, he has provided very good leadership. I want to thank the entire headship of our primary schools. You have been supportive. Overall, though a few perhaps have let us down, but on the whole, we are grateful to you. I want to say that the participation in diocesan activities has been generally good. And the diocesan activities are not just narrowed to examinations. You remember we had the Education Week where we called upon you to participate. A number of you did participate and gave us all the support we deserve. Of course, the evaluation tests, a number have taken, a few have not taken. As the chairman has said, the list of those who have not taken will be shared with our bishop so that we get an explanation what is happening. If you are leading an Anglican school and there is an Anglican exam taking place, why do you think that you should not take that exam? We have had visits to your schools by our spiritual leaders. That is one other activity that should be taken seriously. The vicars will visit your schools. The chaplains will visit your schools. Please ensure that you give them the respect they deserve and allow them to conduct spiritual matters that they would want to conduct in their schools. We expect that you have prayers during opening of school, during closing of school, and whenever it is necessary. Even celebrating results. So don't miss out to arrange for those activities that are very, very important. In addition, the new pupils and new parents should be inducted. And it is your responsibility to coordinate with the vicars, the parish priests, and the chaplains to arrange for such activities to take place. When the results like these are issued, we should celebrate them at whatever level. Don't go and just keep quiet. We hope you will go and discuss with your teachers and let even the pupils know how they have performed against others. So if you keep them away, then they will serve no purpose at all. I want to encourage you to preserve the Anglican identity of your schools. That is an Anglican school. Even if you are not an Anglican, preserve the Anglican identity. I had an opportunity to monitor the conduct of examinations in a few schools in Nambal, sub-county, and in Bumula. I was impressed with the conduct. At least they went by, as per the timetable. Invigilation was conducted well, and I want to appreciate you. The payment for the exam, the chairman has noted, is if we want to run a quality exam, I'm sure most of you have wished that this ACK exam should be of good quality. It is you who will make it. If you don't support us financially, there is no way we can enhance the quality. I want you to think about that as we move forward. A few of the schools chose not to sit the exam. We would like an explanation. If the heads, maybe they are not here because they didn't sit, pass the message to them that the sponsor is demanding an explanation. Because everybody else was aware the exam was on, and we do not know why some may choose not to sit the exam. It is indeed gratifying the interest in our exams when we see guests coming to sit our exam. We are happy. It means there is an interest somewhere. So, as the owners, let us show more interest than others coming from outside. The standard of examination is particularly high. As I went monitoring, I was impressed to learn that the standard of the papers, like I went around when the maths paper was being sat, and I was happy to hear that the standard was quite good. The standards will be maintained and even improved if you give us the support we require. You heard the chairman say, the county and sub-county education and TSC officers have been supporting, and I want to say thank you to them. I wish to congratulate the top 10 schools in both standard 7 and 8 examinations. Hopefully, we are meeting our major goals of exposing our learners to standard examinations. By giving this exam, we want the learners to be exposed to a standard exam, and also create awareness in areas of the syllabus that require more emphasis while teaching. When the teachers go to revise, they are going to see the areas where they need to improve. As I conclude, I want to say that the bishop has a vision for every department. And the vision he has is that departments should be self-sustaining. as education, we don't want to go begging here and there. So we are working out plans to see how we can make the education department also self-sustaining. Now, when we come to you, please kindly give us the support. We shall also think of having an award scheme so that we award those who have done well. I'm sure at this level, until the education day is when we award, but in the future, we hope we shall be able to give some awards to those people who have done well at this level. Finally, we are indebted to our patron, His Lordship the Bishop, for his servant leadership and support, and the chairman of the Board of Education, Dr. Joel Ogutu. Since I joined this department, he has been very, very supportive. We have a great vision for the department, if only you support us. Thank you, and may God bless you. I just want to invite the administrative secretary to say jambo before the next speaker comes.
Jambo.
And the team.
I'd like for Mr. Haib again. Yeah, the administrative secretary said jambo. My humble duty is to welcome our guest speaker, who is the chair of the Assistant Board of Education, Dr. Joel Ogutu. Karibu sana. Welcome to the club.
Now, the bishop and our guest of honor today is the ladies of class 7 and class 8, the private examination, the secretary to our education office, the admin and the assistant admin, the chair of the education committee, primary division, my friend and my clergy, Bwana Andani, walimu wenzangu, hamjambo. I think I'll be very brief, but I want to thank our bishop for creating time to be with us today, and particularly when he took over the office, he was very much concerned with education, and he put a committee in place to try and see how we can be able to be close to our schools that we sponsor. Because for those who have done some bit of history and Christianity, you will remember that when the missionaries came to Kenya, and not Kenya alone, other parts of Africa, their emphasis was in 3 areas. They were preaching the gospel, they were concerned with the health of the people, they were concerned with the food production, and they were concerned basically with what? Education. And you'll see where this started. You'll see there is a church, there is a school, and there is what? A hospital. And that is where we are. So we are coming from a background that is very, very clear. Therefore, when we call upon you to give support to this process, it's not that we are giving support to the bishop, but we are only giving support to what builds humanity and what makes what? Humanity. Because without those three anchors, then we cannot
understand who we are. And basically education is very key because when you talk of education, in your definition of the term education, basically it talks about what? Giving instructions. And not just giving instructions haphazardly, but a systematic process of giving what? Instructions or receiving the same instructions. And the process of instructing, what are we instructing? We are imparting knowledge. And knowledge is none other than facts, skills, information, and what it has. So, as teachers in our ACK schools, we play a major role. It doesn't matter whether you have come from what? Some faith that is not known. But what's important that while you are there, there's need, support, and actually be a key person in ensuring that they uphold their dignity, their virtues, and the in primary schools. Our Lord God is aware the positions we hold, because when we talk of bringing up a child in a certain way, and when he's grown up, you will not depart from it. At what level do you bring the child? Is it when in a secondary school? In a high school? In the university? When we are actually him for marriage? But it's basically where we are today. So our rightful role and do what is what? Right. Because for anyone to stand and say he has succeeded in life, it's all about how many people have you made to achieve their goals that they had set. It is not about how much material wealth you have accumulated. And I think that's the true gospel of Jesus Christ, which we tend to inculcate in various forms, like having this education come together. Now, when we began this process, we felt that we need to bring something that can join us together as a family of the Nambal Diocese, the Anglican Nambal Diocese, in terms of education. And we centered our vision on academics, we centered our vision on pastoral work, and Baba School has been moving around, coming to schools, even to induct what? Head teachers. So principals, we have inducted principals, but maybe we need to begin from there. It is part of what? The pastoral work. Our closeness with our vicar that they are where we are. And finally, the idea of capacity building. Actually, those were our vision. So when we have not done well in those areas, it could be because of what? The limited what? Funds that our sector had mentioned. Therefore, when we call upon you to give us support, please, you should be doing the same, to give us support. Having said that also, when you look at the values in terms of our culture, and we as teachers, we seem also to have joined the bad one, no? Complaining about what? The erosion of what? Cultural values among our children. As if we have no solution of how to deal with it. So, as teachers, we must see that the education we provide in our schools goes a long way to build what? A value-based what? Society. Yeah? A society that can be responsive. If you enter in a vehicle and you look elderly like me, you'll find a child waking up saying, "Mzee, kuja fanya nini? Kuja kaa." Don't you feel good? Huh? But today, if you enter there and say, "But I have also paid," huh? Or why did you say enter here with that food? It's already food. Yeah? I just paid like the way I was paid. Like one time I was trying to correct a young man who is close related to me, and I happened to have got him. So the Spirit of the Lord told me to tell him two things. I told him, if you cannot respect me like the age that we have had, why don't you then respect me as your teacher? And he told me that I was paying fees. I see that. He was doing what? He was paying fees. Then I realized that maybe along the way must have done something wrong to this child. Because I did not inculcate in him what? Some value. He only saw me as somebody like we are doing business. Huh? We are on an exchange program. Huh? I give him knowledge and therefore when he says that he was paying fees, then up to that point he could be right. So let us ensure that in our schools we inculcate an element of what? Value in our schools. And those values have to begin with us. They need to begin with us. We are aware that in our schools there's a lot of sexual abuse. True or false? Those cases are there. Cases of incest are there. We are aware of them as teachers, and not just teachers, but heads of what? Institutions. But we do very little to control this kind of what? The situation. So we need to leave the expectation here that we shape up what? Our society. The programs that we have in schools today denies a parent to have full time with the child. Most of the time the child is where? In school. So let us see how best we can improve and nurture a value-based society that we require today and the one that we require what? Tomorrow. Otherwise, we are not making an inch in our progress. Baba Scope will tell you in the developed countries, people are always stopped going to churches because they are so much in the science. Huh? Not knowing that this same science was brought by what? By God. Huh? They begin questioning whether these things we are doing have anything to do with God. So let us not drive our society in that direction. We are still a young nation, we are still a young continent, and it's the role of the teachers to ensure that we live to the expectation of nursing our culture and building a strong culture. Christianity did not come to replace our culture, but it came to do what? To just reinforce it. Just as Jesus Christ talks about, he did not come to remove the law of Moses, but he came to do what? Just to strengthen them. To strengthen them. So wherever we are, let us pull together in that same what? Direction. As head teachers, you are the servant number one, and a servant is not like a slave. A servant has clear what? Responsibilities to serve a master. And we must appreciate that our masters here are what? These small kids that we are serving. When we see them grow up and they are happy, then we are also equally what? Happy. Today, as we release this exam, we need to ask ourselves, why have we gathered here? The idea of releasing exam together is to get feedback from what you have done in class. And to try and gauge our achievement, the level of achievement. And then that will therefore create a room for us to improve. So I want to thank those who are present here today. And try as much as possible to avoid sending the representatives when the bishop is the one who has done one. You have seen when the program is the guest of one. Then you are sending one representative. If the president was to visit your area, or the president is summoning you, you send a village chief to go and represent you and the provincial government. So let us, that's how the value-based life begins. Because when he is summoned by the bishop, and then they are sending a representative. I'm not recalling representatives, they are well placed, you have no problem. Anyway, there is no problem after all him Rukuja Kudurizana. He has carried the whole office. Umala or Askofu, they have carried the deputy advocate. And the head. It is good to continue running. When you go there, you don't need to call the deputy and tell him now, this is what he was talked about. Because he was also there to do it. To hear. You can be able to remind one another. So let us take this thing that is very serious. In the future, we should avoid what? Representation as much as possible. So that we can see that we are moving in the same direction. So, our dear head teachers, as we release these results, we also need to examine ourselves and see what is our contribution as individual heads. What is your personal contribution as the head of the institution? And why I'm saying this, long time ago, there was a principal of a school somewhere. The school was performing well here. And he also happened to be teaching one of the subjects. During those days, we had the social ethics in high school. So he was teaching one of the classes. And this principal continued teaching using the old syllabus that he had read in the class. And because he's the head of the institution, the kids believe that what he was teaching is what? The right thing. Even the teachers believe that's the right thing because it's our word. How can you go and question the principal? Now, when the exams were set and the students were now to do, we realized that the things that were being taught, none of it was in what? The exam. Only to learn that he was using a syllabus that had already been done become obsolete. So as teachers and heads of schools, let us ensure that we are very current. We are speaking the same language with our teachers. We are well informed of what's taking place in schools. And not like this head teacher who was using an old syllabus that was not there. The same head teacher was rarely in school, but the only time he could be seen on the assembly is when he came to send students home to go and bring what? Fees. To collect fees. And the students were aware that today, now that he's standing on the assembly, we are going to work. We are going home. And there's nothing good as a child going where? Home. They don't care. We are given freedom to go where? Home. So those are the only incidences. This man could come and go up to God. The land. I want to believe that it is good where we are. We are leaders. We are managers. And we lead by an example. Even when we are releasing these exams, I want to believe that your column should be the one that is doing what? Is studying. Because if your column is weak, how are you going to encourage this other teacher? I'm avoiding this the other terms. How are you going to encourage this teacher to work what? To pull up. Because then he will tell you, but now you are talking of mine. Let us look at you as first. How does it look like? by example, by doing what is expected of us, or what we expect other people also to do. If we did that way, our schools would actually change. Because if you are ahead and you can manage to come to school early enough, and the last one also to leave. If you do that without even telling them that you're also becoming early, then they will do it. They will just start changing, because now they will be ashamed of reporting school late when already the principal is where, or the head teacher is already in school. So let us go back and see how best we can improve on performance in our schools by actually being the role models, being the true mentors to our learners, true ambassadors, practicing faithful servanthood to the people we are taking care of, and all the time creating more opportunities for them to grow up. And particularly this kind of forums that we are having today, it becomes a game changer to our schools. Because then we begin to share ideas, we begin to share what has made you perform so well in what? In English, or in mathematics, or in social work. Because we are using the same word, books. The books are the same. The syllabus are what? The same. The child is also the same. They give, for example, if a section of kids are learning in Bumala Primary, and others are in Buhahala Primary. Okay, Buhahala Primary, the head teacher happens to be my wife, Millicent Okutu. Now, and Madam Francisca here. We expect these people to have a close competition in terms of what? Studying grades. Because these kids seem to be drawn from the same catchment area. The catchment area is the same. They go to the same market. The onions they buy are the same. The vegetable and what have you. So you will not say that these ones are more intelligent than these other ones. So if there's any problem, then it comes back where? To the school. So as we look upon the children given to us, let us put in our best to improve in what? In performance. And I want to believe strongly, I'm a teacher by profession, and I want to believe strongly that leadership is the key drivers to achievement. If you are a weak leader, then don't expect what? Good grades. You will also expect grades that looks what? Like you. So, the results we get is a reflection of what we are. We cannot run away from them through some defense mechanism. By now saying, me, I did my right thing, but teachers who are the soldiers are not going to do it. Who failed? Or the parents who are the soldiers are not going to do it. Failed. And when they are failing you, where were you? Did you see this coming, or did you see it at the beginning? So we have to take a right position and accept that the result looks like the way we look. We never had this kind of forum in this diocese in Nambal. But from 2015 up to date, so many things have taken place. Courtesy of who? Baba Askofu. And of course, it's not that he's working alone. His charisma has happened to pull people that support him. So you as a head teacher in a school where you are, your charisma will also do what? Develop some polarity that pulls together, brings together the right word manpower that will propel you. Some years back, when things were what they are, you could even get some schools when they go for games. They hire best players from other schools. It used to be had a term. I've just forgotten. Poaching. Yes, I've forgotten it. They could poach players from another one to enhance their ability to vote. Now, once they win, who gets the trophy? It's the school, isn't it? And if the team is going to national, will the principal or the deputy or the head teacher going to go? Even though if he never used to go to the field to know how they are playing. But he will be the first one to go there. Because if you don't include him in that trip, then the trip will not. So you have to struggle and tell him now, this so and so, you try to tell him the names of the players. So that he understands them as if he's the handful coaches. So he must be coach number one. Yeah? So as teachers, let us be coach number one in our work. And I think the late for that, used to do it so well. When we had President Moise, he gave him all the good names, isn't it? Teacher number one, farmer number one. Nobody can teach like you. All those sorts of things. So, as I end my talk, it was not really a kind of a speech such, but let us ensure that as managers, those resources that have been given to, we manage them very well for purpose of doing what? Ensuring the results actually improve. We have the resource number one, the land. The land and the resource number one. Resource number one is the land. Let us get time and understand our learners, particularly the background from which they are coming. That will help you to know why that child is performing the way it's performing. Let us get to understand our learners so that we can be able to move with them well. We're not just talking about the class 8 and class 7, but we're talking about our learners as they join the school right from that lower level. We need to understand, and once we understand their background, then we'll be able to move with them quite well. Then the environment in which they are learning. As a head teacher, do you understand the environment? Do you understand your school? Does it look pleasant to you? Does your school look like your home? Does it look like your house? Or is something different? So we need to create an environment that will actually be fitting for learning to take place. I mentioned that the academy seems to be doing much better than what? Public school. But between the academy and public school, which one has the best human resource? Public schools have the best trained ones. Yes. These academy schools are just strugglers. Because they are in business and are trying to make some 1 or 2 shillings there. The problem is about an environment that is quite pleasing, that learning will take place, and actually we shall be accountable for the results that we get out of what is taking place. And finally, let us work together as a church. I know some of you are not members of the Anglican Church, but you are a Christian of God. Even where you go, don't they use the Bible? You have I've seen a Bible known as the ACK Bible. It is, maybe it's only the way of worshiping that changes a bit. But we're worshiping the same God. So let us do that. And let us be an example to our masters that we serve, so that we can be able to move forward. And I want to believe that next time we'll have other requests that we normally make to schools. Please respond positively. The last time we had Education Day, as the secretary has mentioned, the people who performed very poorly in Education Day contribution are primary schools. And you are here. education day comes once in what? In a year. Once in 365 and a quarter what? Days. Mpaka siku hiyo ukisikia mwito wa education day unaanza kusema maneno mengine ambayo pia si mzuri. Because once you say that, God is also hearing. Where does this church expect us to get money from? Their sponsors, what are they bringing? Don't you say that? How the sponsors, what are they bringing? Already they have made a school where you are coming and you get your daily bread. They are not even saying that. They are still questioning what. If that school was not there, where would you work? My fellow friends, which other sponsor do you require? They created what? A school where you and your family are domiciled to benefit from it. And then they are still questioning, what are they doing? What that is? If that corona was not there, where do you think we would be employed? If Masande was not there, where do you think we would be employed? Walimu wanatoka nini? Unasema wanatoka ama? Sibende. Si ndio? Huko karibu ndio was not there, wewe ungekuwa unafanya kazi wapi? Pengine utasema kwingine.
Thank you very much, Daktari, for that new address. At least you have picked one or two things to take home. Thank you. I want to bring the Administrative Secretary to welcome for us the guest of
honor. Thank you very much, Mr. Aira. Mine is a very humble duty to welcome duty to welcome our patron, the one in charge this diocese, and all of us in the diocese. The Right Reverend Dr. Robert Magina Baraza.
Guest speaker is the chair Board of Education, ACK, Diocese of Nambal, AS, and the Education Secretary, the chair heads primary schools in the Diocese of Nambal, the AS, Reverend Kandanje, and the friends, heads of our alumni institutions. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Praise the Lord.
Amen.
Today, I'm so grateful. In 2015, what I was hearing was a thought in my life. I was hearing that schools, our schools, are nowhere closely related to the church. And I was wondering, am I hearing rightly or wrong? Because what I know, Dr. Dr. Gutu has said 3, and I think he left the 4th, which is the spiritual element. And what I know, that missionary work came with 4 lines of service: spiritual life, economic life, which was the kitchen garden. Now, people have despised kitchen garden, but it's an important part of the economic planning in our lives. That is where missionaries planted things that they would not get at the market. That is where cucumbers began to be known. That is where carrots began to be known. Kitchen what? Very important part of our lives. And then schools. Those things are part of the church. And hearing that the school is operating away from the church is saying there is something seriously wrong. And that's why we came in with the Board of Education, and we wanted to be where we are. I want to thank you, Bwana Chairman. I want to thank the council that worked to bring us where we are. I thank the head teachers who are here, and even those ones who are not present, they have some interest in what is happening. I thank you. I know that we have not done enough, but let's look at our relationship with you. We are, even though we are distant, we have you in our minds and hearts. That's why we are learning everything that we do. And please, I have heard the speaker say, and I also have heard something, that you are questioning what the church is doing. Let me tell you what I told some people who were asking what the church does in Finland. That when they are planning for guests, nani atakula nini na atakula wapi. We have church members who go to the home and ask for what the church will be getting for their meal. And the home people will ask, what did the church bring? There is a day I called one person when they had a deceased person in their home. So I told them, we are not coming to eat, and we are not coming there. And they said, what? I said, yes, we are not coming to eat, and we are not coming there. And he asked me why. At that time I was an archdeacon, and he asked me why. I told him, I heard you asked church people that what do they bring to Finland. So we don't bring anything, and we are not coming. And he said, you are wrong. And I told him, go and tell your family members. The church is bringing what you people cannot provide. And that's why when there is funeral, you ask the church to be present, to bring what you home members cannot. So we cannot compete with you bringing nyama and ng'ombe. Those are yours. We bring the presence of God, which you at that time you cannot. Now let me come back to why I'm giving you that slide. In education, you know very well that the initiator of the idea is the owner. Right? Yes. How many of you initiated where you are. So there is a confusion, and I think this confusion needs to be corrected. There is a confusion of calling the church a sponsor. You don't sponsor what you initiated. You own what you initiated, but you don't sponsor what you initiated. The academies can come and ask us to sponsor them, to be a spiritual body for them, sponsoring. But for those institutions that sponsored institutions, what they are is their own, where the idea started. Nigie Usendebela Makofi, Maana I know Usendebela is the last born of schools we sponsor, we own in this next. Yes. And we know how it began, how it has. It started from Lusende Church to create. And all schools we call ACK sponsored schools. They were initiated by an idea from church. So please, when you go to an institution and you find it there, try to find out it is history first before you question who comes there. Okay. You can be questioning a person who, without him or her, you may not be. And we want to develop a collegial, closer relationship which enables community also to be part. The other question, part of what does the church do? Do we have a person from Nambal Primary School? Any person from Nambal? Bukiri? I went to, and those days Nambal was performing poorly. In fact, almost the bottom of the county. I went there and I found a very hostile community towards the school. Msasa anasimama hapo kwa fence. Apparently, msasa wa shule wa student ambaye yuko hapa anasimama hapo kwa fence, anaanza kutukana mwalimu hapa ndani. Amebeba mawe kwa mkono. Anataka apige gani? I made it my responsibility to speak to the community, to make them understand that that school is there and is to improve their lives, their homes, and their village. How is Nambal doing that? Very good. So the church is a very important institution for you as a head teacher. The church can speak for you with the community. And I think you, from Hasselhoff, can understand you can bear it. The church is a very important institution which I want to call to develop a harmonious relationship, working relationship. Consult with the vicar. Don't fear. Some people fear vicars. Vicars will be very grateful if they see you walking over and consulting with them, even contributing to what you have. So I want to encourage you, my friends, that that's what we are doing. Even though you don't see us in your schools, but we are consulting with the ministry. County education board or director and TSC. We are consulting. As we do it here at our level, The national office is also consulting with the education ministry. So when you are called to attend meetings, don't look at the county director, the county PSA, thinking that you will be victimized. We are in constant consultation. So I want to ask you to do that, to be people who are free. Sometimes fear makes you create enemies where there is no enemy. And some of us, when we are transferred, you go to school and you get some people who run to you telling you stories around. And then you take those ones, and those are the ones that will guide you throughout your stay in that institution. Give up. Get out of that. Identify leaders in the area related to them. Identify opinion leaders in the area, know how you handle them. Weigh what they give. And then, for primary school, you play a great role in every child's life. But you have people to hand over those children. And then the immediate people to hand over those children and the second school closer to you. Develop a relationship. Even bring the principal of that school or schools around to address you, to address her. So that we all move on as a team. Everybody contributing where we are. And make our team better. I will also ask the question that the speaker asked. Why are the academies performing better? And yet, public schools are the ones with better personnel. Why? I don't want to go to the issue of attitude. But I think if we can identify what makes me go to where, for example, as a bishop, my supervisor school is my Christians. If I identify that my Christians are my supervisor, then I do the best I can to make my supervisors know better and support me. Doing better and encourage me where I am not doing better. So, there is a disconnect between the public schools with the people who are called supervisors. Supervisors are not helping public schools very much. Why? Even the PA, Parents Association representative, can he face you? The day he will face you, he will have thought about it and you will be quarreling. And you will be quarreling. Why can't you develop? Ukija kwangu huwa nafikiri najua kitu fulani. I just surprise you when you are standing going is when I tell you this and that. Just be simple and be approachable. Make people know that I have this, I want to go to the head teacher. And let them tell you, even if it is rubbish, allow them to say it. And then they leave you, you pick one out of it. And let schools afford. Because I have looked at the exams and I see academies are doing very well. And as a teacher, do you teach 100 pupils? Watu wanaotoka tu nyumbani jana hawakula. They just come to class. They are hungry. And the teacher is well prepared, good lesson plan. Objectives, very good. Do you think those people are learning? No. People, when you are in a community, you understand that. You understand that. And one of the things we do in our education group is to make schools and communities interact so that students can understand how the community is, and the school, the teaching staff understands that. We always blame schools that they are performing poorly. Oh, let me say so, that we have blamed academies that they always buy grades, national grades, right? Sikuwa tunasema hivi. Sasa hii ya Nambal hii kuelekea academies walinunua kwako. Let's keep rumors out of things. Let's understand our context. We have people or children who are going. We can put together our minds, the school, community, and look for solutions. It is not about just teaching the syllabus. As the speaker said, values are very important. And for us as a church, we lean towards those values. There is a value-based school in Butere. Who knows it? How many have heard it? Butere High School. It used to be called Butere High School. How do you run a school without laws, without regulations? She told me, you come and see. So I went. After that, I thought there's nobody in the school. And nobody makes tells those children what to do. Akitembea mwenyewe anapata karatasi anakosa. And I asked her, do these children do the same at home? And she says she spends time with the parents. She spends time with the parents. Let's spend time with the parents. Let's inculcate what is admirable with the parents. We have, he talked about induction, and we have done induction in secondary schools. There are fewer. There are 38. Primary schools under the Diocese of Nambal are 86. With the other duties that we have, it is not easy to reach all of them. And we are struggling with the idea of either bringing all primary schools in the archdiocese and we do an induction of head teachers, or allowing archdeacons to do the induction on our behalf. Which one would be better? deaconal level, and you know when we do it at deaconal level, then we are not doing induction in any school. Because we don't know who will say, I'm inducted in somebody else's school. But if we say archdeacons do it, then everybody will be inducted in his or her school. I think we will continue the conversation. We'll see what can be done. Those performing schools, I think we want to take number 1, number 2 in the public school. Number 1, number 2, number 3 in public schools, and number 1, number 2, number 3 in private schools. And on the education day, let's present them with awards. I also want to encourage you to take your children, the pupils, to Nambal this year. We have the cultural things and current but development progressive issues, items which are there, which may be a very good learning items for students, for pupils. I saw a child given those forms which were ring cycle.
Rotary. They're called rotary phones.
Huh?
Rotary phones.
Rotary phone. So I saw a child given that phone, and he was told to make a call. And he looked at it, he wondered what to do with it. So he took the receiver and started, and there was no sound on the other side. So what we are observing is that we have many things that are happening. We have them now, but our children don't know where we came from. If you go to Nambal Museum, you will find those things. You will find the lighting system. You will find the cooking system, and the children will be learning them from experiment. They will be sure. So kindly don't take children to Kisumu now. You have a shop here, take there. I want to welcome them to spend a night in Nambal. Yes. Now we have very comfortable rooms there. You can bring daddy and stay there. Just spend time and forget all about the stresses of the world. If you and stay. Otherwise, I'm very, very grateful for those who participated in making these exam results a reality. I'm very, very grateful for those who are encouraging to continue with this exam. God bless you. And take my word, Chair, you are very much welcome for a discussion on matters dealing with education. God bless you. Mmegawa hizo? Gawa sasa. Kisha gawa.
Patiana